Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be looking at the die set from Honeybee Stamps. It's a bold background. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw this, I thought I had to have it. It's just beautiful. So in the set you get this green background, which I have ink blended with Pink Fresh Evergreen. It matched the forest cardstock from Spellbinders perfectly. I've already die cut out the roses and I have them in little piles of the die cuts that match the flowers. So then it's really easy when I go to put them together. I find that's the best way to have them sorted before you try blending. Usually when I die cut something like this with layers, I will do it in different coloured cardstock, but I thought I would ink blend it today just for a different effect, and I'm so glad I did. I actually think it might be a bit easier than trying to pick out all your different layers of cardstock and working out which dyes should go on which colour. Okay, so in my mind, I feel that the bigger pieces should be the darker colours because they're in the background. So um, I, I end up just choosing one colour for the flowers, and I start off with begonia and just ink blend that. So I just go in with my blending brush and try and smoothly get the colour on. I go quite dark for the first layer, and then I lighten that up for the other colours. Just in blending it around as smooth as possible. Sometimes I think getting the ink on a glass surface or a mat is easiest because it's just a quicker way to pick up the ink. You might notice that the colours don't go down particularly smooth to start with. I'm not particularly used to the Pink Fresh ink blending brushes. To be honest, I prefer the Altenew. I think that they're a bit easier. But for some reason I picked up the Pink Fresh. It doesn't really matter because once the cardstock soaks up that ink, it doesn't look very blotchy, and you're layering on top anyway, so you just try to get it as smooth as possible. I'm using my absolute favourite white cardstock here, which is the Hammer Mill. I find it's nice and smooth and perfect for blending. The card base I will use the Nina Solar Crested White. It's a really nice thick cardstock, but unfortunately it's not particularly smooth. The Hammer Mill is fantastic. I use it for ink blending, stamping, and for hot foiling. It works beautiful when you hot foil. For these little highlight bits, I just touch it with the colour. Personally, I don't like it when there is a huge variation in colour on the one flower head. I think that looks unnatural. So a bit of highlights and lowlights works well, but nothing too extreme for my eye. That's why I'm just using the one colour. The card features 2 large roses, 3 medium roses, and 3 buds. I'm going to finish up with the ink blending and I'll be back. I'll just do it off camera because you don't need to see it. Okay, so time to ink blend the buds, like the stamen section of the buds. And I'm just going in with the same colour that I ink blended the background, the evergreen. I think it's gorgeous. I blend the centres with marigold. They're tiny. This is where a sticky mat really helps hold it in place. I thought a nice bright colour will help just bring it all out. Okay, so now for the fun part and putting it all together. I'll start with the large roses and work out where they go. I think sometimes laying it down before you glue it it just really helps, and then you'll know where your hand needs to sit when you lay it on. I'm going in with my Belly Art glue, my favourite glue ever. It's a great glue, gives you a bit of wiggle room, but it also holds really, really firmly and quickly, but you still get that little bit of wiggle room. So this is me just laying down the pieces. I've sped it up because I think it would be quite boring just watching me trying to get everything in place. But really it is quite simple. You can sort of see where the pieces should be from where they line up when you put them over each other. It's quite obvious. When I cut out the little tiny highlights, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but it all worked really well and it was fun. It wasn't stressful. I think the colour variation looks really great. I wasn't sure if I needed to use different ink pads or just use the one, and I think it worked beautifully. I think there's enough of light and shade to make it look right. It's quite stunning. Honeybee, you were very clever. I'm going to pop the rest together off camera and I'll be back with the finished background. And this is how it turned out. Isn't it beautiful? If I dare say so myself. I'm going to make a black card panel, pop it on a white A2 card, glue it all down. That's it, all done. Just stunning. I'm so happy with this card. I've just decided it needs something. So I've grabbed my Copic Opaque white. I think it's a paint. And just dab some on my glass mat. Give it a bit of a spritz with some water and some paint splatters just to finish it. And then I'll finish it with a sentiment. This time I could find my fan brush to do my paint splatters, so I think the result is a lot more successful than the last time I tried this on camera. I had so much trouble. This time it worked perfectly. Okay, so I ended up using a Betterpress Sentiment that I had sitting there. I thought the blue was nice. It wasn't too much for it. It's from the Spellbinders set, Always and Forever. And that's it done. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please like and subscribe. I'm only a new channel, it would really be helpful. Thanks for watching.